Yeah, it's raining this morning. Pretty in the sky too. Camera is all wet. Yeah. You need a waterproof iPhone. That's what I need. Yeah, waterproof iPhone. Maybe man, I need to tap into that genius and design one. I need a waterproof iPhone. Anyway, 8 miles into this meditative jog. I have a little bit of time with myself today. So instead of the new regular 12, it might be a little over, like a mile or two or something like that. So, and today, oh, look at those bears crying somewhere. That's the direction that they're crying from. Right there somewhere. So today, all I can think of is self-realization. Self-realization is amazing. Self-realization is you can actually recognize that no, it's nobody's fault but yours. Because it's so easy to blame on this. But the moment I realize that all the biscuit monkey things that happened to me is my fault, I began to create peace in myself. Because during that time, I was able to celebrate whether it's what society calls failure or success, but I was able to celebrate everything. From going through financial difficulties to having to repair my body physically. I was able to celebrate every single thing that happened to me because I realized that all those things that happened, I have a contribution to it, whether I want to accept it or not. It's impossible for me to not have nothing to do with everything that happened in my life. Impossible. Man, I like that scenery right there behind those trees. Beautiful, so like say. Cars are coming out. The rain stopped a bit. So, like I was saying, self-realization made me realize every biscuit thing is in myself. It is my fault. And through that self-realization, I was able to really, really listen to my own subconscious mind and just follow it. Truly, truly follow it. I don't care what it takes me. I never ignore my instinct. Money. It's crazy, but I never ignore it. Even when I was doing the corporate work, my instinct tell me, oh, leave your job today. I literally pack my biscuit and just leave. I never ignore it because when I begin to listen to that inner voice of mine, pain disappeared out of my body. It's crazy. A lot of the pain that I carried, whether it's physically, it wasn't actually physically. It was pain of emotion. So the moment I started to realize, I began to, this whole self-realization thing, I was able to eliminate it. And another self-realization is the practice of yoga that I have every morning. It blew me the biscuit away. The fact that the first thing I do every single morning, I get up, I stretch my body. Before I brush my teeth, I have a yoga pose for that biscuit. Let me see if I can read this. I'm stupid. Yes, morning. Before I brush my teeth, I stretch. It's crazy, because I had to put all this ideology, all these great philosophers, yogis, theology, psychology. I really put it into use that I realized a lot of times it makes you look like you're slowing down your life because everybody's moving forward, but you're actually studying all the time. But every morning, the first thing I do before I brush my teeth, I raised my biscuit leg up in the air. It blew me away. Then after brushing the teeth, I started the yoga. I mean, I literally don't even need coffee. Because by the time I finish stretching before brushing my teeth, I'm fully awake. So during my whole yoga move, with calisthenics, because I never do a pose, I never go into stretching without doing push-ups. I don't care if it's just 5 push-ups, but doing 5 push-ups every day will change your whole body the way it looks. What is this again? Yeah. Yes, sir. I am. And I'm grateful for it too. That's why I'm just out here. I couldn't read the whole thing, but yes, sir. I am grateful for it. Good to see you. Good to see you, shall I say. Woo, the nuts are coming out. So, doing yoga every day, with calisthenics, don't have to read. I mean, like literally every morning, it takes me 2 hours to get ready to get up. And while I'm doing all those things, it's like a prayer. Because during that time, I begin to chant on myself, be grateful. Yeah, then I developed the habit of writing to my whole body. If I feel a ache-ness in my body, I literally write to it. And let me just say I don't feel the pain anymore. And it's really crazy, all those little simple things like that. I really look forward to getting up in the morning. Then I have to read. So the whole thing behind yoga and meditation is a lot deeper than just exercising. Through yoga, self-realization, I kept my body real lean. Even my diet, I pay attention to the way I eat it. And trust me, it ain't easy being on the diet. Because I just want to eat too. But after a little while, you can control that. That's why I'm not a fan of yelling at people when they are beginning their new journey to refresh their body. That whole yelling is not how we encourage people. I'm at the traffic light and I'm going to stop. Because in order for someone to gain weight, I won't call it gain weight, put more energy in their body, it's not because they are yelling at them. They did it looking for some form of comfort. So that same way that we get into the habits of putting too much energy in our system, we need to use that same habit to get out of it. So that whole yelling and, some guy, it's not even that serious. And a lot of time, even the personal trainers are not in shape. Because spiritual fitness, it is a total different ballgame. Because every day, you have to submit to your ego. Especially when you're doing things very slow. So every day I submit to my ego. It's self-realization. Through self-realization, I wanted to learn more. It is funny. People that don't read are the ones that like to teach the most. And I'm going to read that again. People who do not read are the ones who like to teach the most. Same thing when it comes to running. People who haven't yet to tap into that beautiful, beautiful experience, putting in the mileage on their feet day in and day out, they are the ones that talk about running the most. Because there's a lot more deeper to running. Running is psychological. It has nothing to do with what you eat. It has a little tiny bit to do with it. Let me just say 10%. But the rest of the 80 is all mental. But true self-realization, that's why I don't really say nothing much about running, because I have literally done close to 38,000 miles of jogging, of running. Like literally my absolute 38,000 miles. And I still realize I know nothing about this thing called running. After 38,000 miles, I had to be humble, because I realized life is a journey, and through that self-realization, every day for me is a brand new day. So I'm a baby every day that I wake up. Would you believe that? I am a baby every time I wake up. Every time I wake up in the morning is a brand new day. I don't care who you are. Every day when you wake up, every second is a brand new day. So to say, yeah, I'm old, I'm grown, and that's where learning stopped. And that's why we fall sick at an old age. Because when you start learning, when you start training your brain, that thing is so powerful, it dies down. So just because you graduate from college, high school, doesn't mean you should stop reading. And that's the reason why when I looked at, especially here in our culture, we are extremely good at talking about what we don't practice. And to someone who's living in other cultures, it is the most hilarious thing I've actually seen. It is like a comedy in disguise. I cannot stop laughing every single day. And I have to admit, I get a lot of kick out of it. I get a big dose out of it, because for a group of individuals to actually speak upon what they do not have a quarter of, it blew me away. And that's what I'll say. Self-realization. When you practice meditation, when you practice yoga, through self-realization, one realizes he is a baby and he has a lot to learn. Every single day is a brand new day. That's the way I look at it. Every single day is a brand new day. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this easy. I don't know, maybe a little bit over 12 miles that I'm gonna do today. And it's been a great ride so far this year. I've literally come out here on my feet every morning. This is not about how fast I can run. It's based on the intellectual, because every one of us, we all have some form of information within us. And I think it's very, very important that we share it. As a matter of fact, tell me about your running. I might have some insight. You never know. Like I always say, breathe into the body. Take a yoga class. Woo, hear that noise. And one love. There's cars everywhere.